Right, I'm about to chop out some rust. So we'll get to this. We've got a plan for this. That's going to be a Meccano set. Again, I've got a plan. But what we're going to do, cut there, undo the spot welds down there. That'll just fall out. And then chop this outer sill and investigate the inner sill, see if we can repair it or not. Oh man, that's disgusting. There's that bone creature's brought in. I ripped off the outer sill here on the Coupe, thinking I could save the inner. I was always going to replace the A-pillar, the torque box inner, but I really wanted to save this inner sill. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the A-pillar is pretty much, yeah, it's only joined here, those 3 spot welds, and a little bit up the top there, but anyway, that's what we're at. Torque box, so I've got to replace one of these. Obviously, just clean this existing one up. There's a bit of a hole there. I'll fix all that up. But going to the inner sill, look, I thought, oh look, I might be able to just chop a bit out here, replace this whole entire section here, and fix up this, I guess, flange, cut that out, replace that all along. You can see where it's badly pitted. Replace all this, replace that, replace this section here where it bolts, where it spot welds to the rear torque box, and of course then replace this. But I thought, you know what? That's a lot of that's a lot of welding just to save on drilling out, like spot weld there, a heap up the top here, and a few here where it goes along follows the floor pan. So for the sake of $100, you know what? I think it's worth the extra effort. It'll be nice and clean, it'll be just like the other side over there. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. I really wanted to save it, but it's just not worth it. It's not worth my time re-welding, cleaning up and whatnot, where I can just undo the old spot welds and yeah, start from a clean slate. I got some goodies in the mail from Howard today, so we'll go and prep them up, eh? Okay, so we've prepped all this. Replaced the part of the torque box that was all rusted out. So that's all structural now. Yeah, clean all the flanges up on the car. There's my new outer, which is I've mocked that up with the inner. Fits really good. Really pleased. So what I'm doing now, I'm just prepping this inner sill. She's all clean now. I'll give that a wipe with some thinners, and then we'll put some epoxy down. Alrighty, so I just painted the the torque box, cleaned it up, give it a paint. Did the inner on the inside where it mates up against the these little flanges on the floor pan. And then once that's mounted up, I just paint it with brush too. I'm not getting the air compressing the gun and all that. I'll just mix some up then and paint on with the brush, slap her on, and then we'll get that outer put on. It's all ground back now. Got all that E-coat that came with the inner sill. Just ground the critical welds, put that seatbelt thing in, and then we'll just give it a spot of primer. We've got to go to night shift for the next couple of nights, so yeah, stand by guys, hang around, I'll be back soon. There we go. All plug welded. Just do a little bit at the back there in the hell hole. Yep, all done. Right, front to back. And then we'll do something about this. Righto, so we've got the A-pillar in. This is a repair patch panel that I got with the ute, with the XC. That's off the actual XC ute. That's the Coupe. New sill. XA. So just sitting there for now, it's just loose. It gives me an idea how I'm going to try and tackle this. So I need to keep this pillar obviously in the original position. I've left the A pillar in position, it's still welded to this. I've just lined up the pinch welds there. The fuse box holes there and there, they line up. I've got to push it in for now. Mind you, everything's going to be coming off, but this is just to mock it up. So it looks like I'm going to have to remove some spot welds from this rusty piece, and also in here, lift this angle right out, and then do the same with this. And then, yeah, plug weld it to this existing and to this existing here. All right, coffee in hand. Let us see what we got in store today. So, I've been on 3 day shifts over the last weekend, so while everyone's enjoying their weekend, I'm out there working. So, got some repair pieces because we've got to clean this up and then sort him out. So, the plan is I'm going to cut along those lines. We're going to pull this bit here. This bit here is actually these pillars are made of 3 parts. So this part is the one that's rusted, this angle. So you got a 90-degree bend, another bit there, and then there's spot welds on here, but there's nothing remains of that. That's all gone, or there's very little anyway. So I'm going to cut with an angle grinder along those lines, remove this completely. Hopefully there's a little bit of steel here that this spot welds up against for me to clean up. If not, I'll have to replace some. Obviously I'll have to replace a bit here, and I think I'll have to replace a little bit up here as well. So let's get started. Better put some ear protection on. Yeah, so that's good news. So, oops. So there's a little bit of residual. Oh, that's just a bit of crap that I cut this before. But see, the water would have been the gutter mold, the gutters here, and then you would have had the stainless steel trim here. The water's just gotten stuck between the sealant underneath the stainless mould here and just eating away at the A-pillar. But most of the damage is just all the water. And it just pooled along here. Now, for whatever reason, leaves or debris or whatever, and the water's just stayed in here and it's just rotted. But fortunately, this part of the pillar is Mickey Mouse. That's good news. Because seeing these pillars are made of 3 pieces, I'd rather replace one than 2 or 3. So obviously it gets a little bit gnarly down here. See, brass or bronze doesn't rust like steel does, doesn't oxidize. So we'll chop him out. We'll have to cut down here somewhere, probably just above this rust line here. We'll undo that weld there to the dash, and then we'll dress all this up. We'll clean all this up, and yeah, I want to try and save this drip rail. I've got to clean all this out from what was remaining of this piece here. Clean all that out. Take this lip off so there'll be just like a 90-degree flange from this part here. Okay, so we've got the donor A-pillar here, drilled out the spot welds. There's a ton of lead there where it joins the roof, so I've just undone that. And of course there was bronze down here where they brazed the A-pillar to the rest of the bits and pieces. So I've cleaned most of it off. I'm gonna have to grind the rest off. But yeah, I did that so I could see if there's any more spot welds in there. I don't think there are. So anyway, we'll split this open and we'll test fit it on the car. More crap gone. We'll dress all this up, clean all this up, clean all that up. This lip, we'll remove this remnants of the drip rail, put another one in, and we'll clean all this up while we've still got access to it. So yeah, I'll go to town on it now. Just put some epoxy inside the pillar, inside that part of the A-pillar, and then all these little random bits. So I've got to wait for them to dry now before I can start putting everything back together. It's a bit of a pain in the bum, but anyway, I've got to do it. We'll see you soon, don't go away. We're getting closer. I'm just waiting for this to dry. While I'm waiting for all that epoxy to dry, it takes ages. I underestimate how long it took, especially in this overcast weather. Bit of humidity in the air. Oi, get out of here. Go on. Willy Wagtails. No mate, there's nothing in here for you. Jeez, they've got a brain. Not like starlings and sparrows and stuff. And then once sorry about this. Once I've got it locked in, I'll cut a piece out and I'll put that piece in to replace all that nonsense. And then finally we'll do a bit down here, so then we can lock this this inner A-pillar in, and then after it's all been plug welded, I've got to grind those plug welds, but once this has all been plug welded into place, I'll strip all the rust off, I'll treat it, and then I'll epoxy it. I'm going to leave this bare because I've got absolutely no idea about this profile. Oh no, that profile, because this is a XC, and that'll just bend over that other bit that goes in there. But yeah, the rest of it, I've got absolutely no idea. So I'm going to leave that all crusty and rusty until we're at the plenum stage, plenum and firewall, which isn't far. But I underestimated how much work this was going to be. But look, we get there. I'm massively motivated. And if you've got motivation and time and a bit of spare cash in your back pocket, you can do all sorts of things. Okay, so I've just welded this part in. Stuffed up a bit there. Got a bit excited, but anyway, I got to dress those back. Finish plug welding down the bottom. Just doing the old cut and weld trick there. Well guys, I've been at this all day with a few breaks here and there, but I'll show you where I'm up to now. It's looking closer and closer to a finished product. So I've finished that inner. Just got to clean up that little bit down there. Obviously I'll finish this bit here when I do the plenum. And I've also got to fix that one up. But, and also, yeah, this bit here. But I've got it all mocked up now. All with vice grips. So, it's getting close. It's getting really close. So, I just got to finesse this bit here so that it fits the pillar really well, and I've got to just got to cut out a piece for this part here and fill that in. Fix that up. Fix that bottom bit up. Fix him up. Bend him over. And we're done. Oh, and also got to put another grip rail in behind there. So we're getting so close, but it's getting late now. I don't want to annoy the neighbours, so we'll start again in the morning. Righto guys, welding it in now. So I just that plate, reinforcement plate, 2mm, welding that into position now, and then we're gonna weld this part in, and once it's locked in to the A-pillar proper, then we'll start stitching him onto this A-pillar kickboard, and once that's all locked in, we'll finally weld in the main A-pillar structure. Homeward stretch now, people. Well, I wanted to finish it off, guys, but I ran out of gas. And yeah, I started doing these and it was getting all crusty and great. So you can actually see it's all crusty. So yep, I have to leave it for my next lot of days off, which will be on the weekend. I'll knock this over, fix those up, fix that up, and yeah, I think I was going to oh yeah, and drill these, weld those up, and yeah, so big effort. I tell you what, the other A-pillar was easy compared to this one because it was a bit of a shortcut, but anyway. So we're out of gas, I can't continue, and I'll just stick this video up. I'm pooped, I'm tired. I want to put a shout out to Mike on She'll Be Right Garage. I watched his A-pillar videos probably about 15 times trying to get a grasp of how they all fit in and how they all work together, because I had nothing but holes and rusty bits and pieces. So thanks again, Mike. Thanks for putting those videos up, mate. That was very, very helpful to my cause. So yep, I'm going to be going on night shift. I'll be back on the weekend where I'll finish up those little bits and pieces, and then we'll start working on the firewall and the inner and outer plenum. Cheers guys.